Welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute devotional podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse. Broadcast from the ever-beautiful Sharonville, Ohio, on the sunny side of Cincinnati. Hey there, friends. Welcome back to Daily Dose Radio. This is the only 5-minute a day, 5-day a week, studying the Psalms verse by verse podcast that is doctor recommended. And 9 out of 10 doctors say, go listen to Daily Dose Radio. What are you waiting on? And we're doing that here in the Bible Bistro. In the Bible Bistro, we not only have Daily Dose Radio, but also Creek Road Baptist Pulpit and the School of Wisdom podcast. I hope that you will take a moment and check those other podcasts out. They're uploaded weekly. The Pulpit podcast on Wednesdays and the Wisdom podcast on Thursdays. Check them out. Also in the Bible Bistro, we have a bookshelf. And on that bookshelf, besides our Bible, is a book that I edited, which is called Christianity to the Life. It's a book by Cotton Mather. Cotton Mather wrote back in the 17th century. The 17th century and the 18th century. And he was a very influential man in Boston, a pastor and a thinker and a theologian and a community activist. And you will really enjoy Christianity to the Life. It will challenge you to imitate your Lord in all things. Yesterday we launched into this wonderful psalm. I called it the Disciples Psalm or the Discipleship Psalm. I think I want to maybe change that today and say this is a disciple's confession to the Lord. We have really entered into David's closet, and we're listening to him pray. And we know we're listening to him pray because he addresses this from the very start in verse 1 to the Lord. Unto thee, O Lord, will I sing. So his worship is directed to the Lord, but we find out here today in verse 2 that it's not just worship that we're hearing, but we're also hearing confession and prayer. Notice, let's read verses 2 and 3. I will behave myself wisely in a perfect way. O, when wilt thou come unto me? I will walk within my house with a perfect heart. I will set no wicked thing before mine eyes. I hate the work of them that turn aside. It shall not cleave to me. All right, so we started with worship, and today we're looking at the disciples' morality. And notice that this is morality that is not openly observed, but something that happens behind closed doors. What do you do when the doors are closed and no one else is around? Do you behave yourself in a perfect way? Well, let's begin with that second verse. David says, I will behave myself wisely in a perfect way. Okay, what is this perfect way? Because that word perfect shows up 3 times in this psalm. The perfect way and the perfect heart in verse 2. And then in verse 6, we have the perfect way again. So what are we talking about? Well, we know that the perfect way is the Lord's way. It's wisely in a perfect way. That's how David frames it. I will behave myself wisely in a perfect way. Well, we know that wisdom comes from the Lord alone, and that this perfect way would be His way, that is, the Lord's way. So we're going to be walking or behaving ourselves according to His way. So we have only one place to go to find out how to do that, and that is the Scriptures, the Holy Bible. David then says, O, when wilt thou come unto me? See, he needs help in this perfect way, doesn't he? So do we. I will walk within my house with a perfect heart. Now, that doesn't mean that his heart is sinless. It means that his heart is bound to the way that he's walking. So the perfect heart is in the perfect way, and the perfect way is the Lord's way, and David is learning that. And so he says, when will you come to me? He needs help to do that. To do that, to walk within his house with a perfect heart, he says, I will set no wicked thing before mine eyes. I hate the work of them that turn aside. It shall not cleave to me. So you see how he is discriminating here with his discipleship from all those things that are wicked, that would turn him aside from the perfect way, and that would turn his heart from the perfect way, and that might cleave to his heart. Let's all pray. O Lord, when will you come unto me and strengthen me that I might walk in this perfect way? So we began with worship. We have now here his morality in this confession. I will behave myself. I will walk within my house. I will set no wicked thing before my eyes. I hate the work of them that turn aside. Join me again tomorrow, and we'll look at his associations in verses 4 and 5 on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. I'm David Smith. The music today has been performed by the Bluegrass Experiment. Thanks again for listening. I'll see you next time on Daily Dose Radio.